Across the ancient world, sacred sites weren't just protected by stone walls or warrior guards. In some places, their guardians were far more mysterious. Deep within forgotten forests, deserts, and ruins, legends whisper of creatures born not of flesh and blood, but of myth, magic, and fear. Some were gods in disguise, others were shapeshifters, demons, or spirits with only one task: defend the sacred and destroy the unworthy. You won't find them in modern history books, but in Japan, the Inuit Arctic, English moors, Persian deserts, and deep Mayan caves, they are remembered. Locals still fear them. Some even say they still appear when sacred ground is disturbed. These aren't your usual monsters. These are guardians of the sacred. And if the legends are true, trespassing might not just get you lost. It might get you hunted. Here are 5 mythical creatures said to protect sacred sites across the world. Bake-danuki, Japan's shape-shifting forest keeper. In the misty forests of Japan, especially near ancient shrines and temple paths, legends speak of a creature with a trickster's soul and a guardian's heart. The Bake-danuki. Unlike ordinary tanuki, Japanese raccoon dogs, the Bake-danuki is a supernatural being, a yokai, with the power to shift its form, control illusions, and manipulate reality itself. Often playful, but deeply tied to the spiritual world, it has long been seen as the protector of sacred forest sites. Bake-danuki are said to live near rural shrines, sacred mountains, and hidden trails. Travelers who mocked or disrespected these places often found themselves hopelessly lost, wandering in loops, or lured into phantom villages that vanished at sunrise. Locals believed these illusions were created by the Bake-danuki, not to harm, but to guard what's holy. While it can be mischievous, the Bake-danuki is not evil. In some stories, it even aids pure-hearted travelers, disguising itself to lead them to shelter or warn them of danger. But if you disrespect its domain, it may not be so kind. Even today, stone statues of Tanuki can be found outside temples and restaurants, often mistaken as symbols of luck. But in older belief, they are much more, watchers of the sacred. In Japanese folklore, the forest isn't just trees, it's alive with spirits. And when you walk its hidden paths, you might be watched by something that wears 1,000 faces and doesn't forget. Barghest, the death hound of England's sacred grounds. You've heard of black dogs in horror films, but you've not seen anything like this. In the mist-covered hills of northern England, especially around ancient ruins and forgotten graveyards, the Barghest prowls. It's no ordinary beast. This monstrous spectral hound is said to be the size of a calf, with burning red eyes, matted fur, and a growl that chills your bones. Locals whisper that the Barghest appears when sacred or cursed ground is disturbed. Old churches, abandoned tombs, or prehistoric stone circles. And when it shows up, it's not just a warning, it's a harbinger of death. Some say if it crosses your path or howls outside your window, your days are numbered. But the Barghest isn't just a ghost story, it's a guardian. In many legends, it appears to protect what should never be touched. Ancient grave sites, cursed artifacts, and holy ground long swallowed by time. Witnesses over centuries describe terrifying encounters, seeing glowing eyes in the fog, hearing heavy footsteps behind them, only to turn and find nothing. Others speak of a presence watching from the edge of the ruins, always just out of reach, but never out of sight. But that's not all. In some versions of the myth, the Barghest doesn't just haunt, it hunts. It's said to tear its victims limb from limb, then vanish into the stone itself, leaving behind only silence and fear. Manticore, the Persian beast that guards the deserted sacred. What do you get when you mix a lion's body, a scorpion's tail, and a human face that smiles before it kills? You get the Manticore, a creature so terrifying, so unnatural, ancient Persian texts claimed it was born for one purpose only: to protect the sacred by devouring the unworthy. You've heard of dragons and chimeras, but you've never seen anything like this. The Manticore was said to guard royal tombs, hidden temples, and cursed desert sanctuaries, places where only the worthy were allowed to enter. Its sting was deadly, its teeth razor-sharp, and according to legend, it could launch venomous spines from its tail like arrows. But that's not even the scariest part. Guess what? It could speak. Yes, it mimicked the voices of travelers, luring them into traps before tearing them apart. Greek historians like Ctesias were obsessed with it, and even today, some researchers think the Manticore myth may have come from sightings of real exotic beasts. But to the ancient Persians, it wasn't just a story, it was a warning. Don't trespass where kings sleep. Don't step where gods have walked. In some myths, the Manticore wasn't just a creature, it was a judgment, sent by higher powers to kill arrogance, punish greed, and guard holy territory from the defiled touch of man. Camazotz, the bat god of the Mayan underworld. In ancient Mayan mythology, Camazotz was more than just a creature. He was a god of death, a giant humanoid bat who ruled the dark caves believed to be entrances to the underworld, known as Xibalba. His name literally means death bat, and his role, to guard sacred ground by ripping apart anyone who didn't belong. Camazotz was feared by both mortals and spirits. With a face like a dagger, wings like black curtains, and claws that could tear through bone, he was the protector of sacrificial caves, underground temples, and forbidden ritual chambers. In the ancient Mayan text, the Popol Vuh, Camazotz appears in the House of Bats, one of the deadly trials faced by hero twins in their descent into the underworld. One false move, and he decapitates them without mercy. Archaeologists have uncovered caves in Belize and Guatemala filled with sacrificial altars and bones, places the Maya believed were literal gateways to the spirit world. Locals still whisper warnings like, "Don't go in after dark, don't make noise, don't disrespect the caves." This is because Camazotz isn't just legend. Some believe his spirit still dwells in the shadows, especially during certain lunar cycles. So Camazotz doesn't protect with love or mercy. He protects with terror, with teeth, and with divine rage. You don't ask for permission. You survive his domain, or you don't. Amarok, the lone wolf of the Arctic shadows. In the frozen silence of the Arctic, where the sun disappears for weeks and the snow buries every footprint, the Inuit tell of a creature that hunts the darkness, the Amarok. The Amarok is no ordinary wolf. It walks alone, massive, silent, and spectral, and appears only when someone dares to travel sacred land without respect. Unlike the wolves that hunt in packs, this one is always solitary. And according to legend, it hunts humans, especially those who wander too far from their community. To the Inuit, sacred places, burial sites, spiritual hunting grounds, hidden paths must be approached with caution. Those who break taboos or act with pride risk drawing the attention of the Amarok. And once it sets its eyes on you, there's no escape. Stories say it moves like a shadow, swift, cold, and invisible until it strikes. Its fur is dark as midnight, its eyes like ice. Some believe it doesn't just kill, but erases, swallowing its victims so completely that even their spirits vanish from the world. But the Amarok isn't only a punisher. In some rare tales, it appears to the humble, granting strength, courage, or even guiding the lost back home. It is a force of balance, protecting sacred spaces from disrespect and arrogance. In a world where everything is covered in snow, only one thing leaves no tracks: a spirit that was never truly part of this world. They say myths are just stories, but what if they're not? What if, beneath the surface of our modern world, something ancient is still watching? These creatures weren't made to entertain. They were made to guard, punish, and protect the sacred no matter the cost. And maybe that's why some sacred sites remain untouched even after centuries. Not out of respect, but out of fear? Maybe these creatures are gone, or maybe they're just waiting for the next trespasser. So the next time you wander near a forgotten ruin or a cave no one dares to enter, ask yourself, are you really alone? If you love dark legends, forbidden places, and terrifying truths hidden in plain sight, like subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out, as we're only just scratching the surface.